And
I think we got that one down.
That was definitely part of it somewhere.
Success.
I think it was space.
Destruction of space. Well, yes, we've definitely got that one down. How does weaving work in terms of this? So these are very conceptual words, obviously. That's the idea. But do you have to put details in when you make the weave, or and what details did you put in?
You put in destruction in space, or it might have been other universes.
Oh, I think it
To
might.
channel the power of the star.
Yeah, I think it may have been. Yes, I think.
So it may well be that you have destroyed the power that. It may well be that you've destroyed the power that fueled him previously.
Yeah. Well, it's not destroyed. It can't be destroyed because energy can't be created or destroyed.
It was used to do this.
So,
Yes, but
How do you get it back again?
my fine tinny friend, entropy applies, yes?
about yeah, okay. Tendency to entropy follows. Tendency towards disorder. Here is a bit of disorder.
Well done. Thank you for looking on the bright side of everything. Oh, bright. Oh. No, this won't do. I need a drink. And he just turns around and starts walking randomly in one direction, kind of expecting that you're just going to follow him.
I think you kind of do. But Albinos will turn up.
But Caliban not doing good. Is there any way we can replace it?
Pub. Replace what exactly?
Caliban had a mode of transport called a motorbike that was quite personal to her, and it got destroyed as part of this.
Oh, well done you. 2 out of 5 disappointed. Very good.
So we head back to the Rose. We can't go to Penn and Tellers because, well, and I think the Rose is the safest place for us to go right now. If you want to follow us, we can go get you a drink.
Brilliant. Lead on. And at that point, I just pop to the boys' room. Sorry? Why do you hate me?
Too good.
Just over that way.
You ain't getting through there, mate.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Nate.
Yeah.
M9.
Huh?
M8, M9.
M16. M72.
E45.
FI6. Yeah, so because that's a Forte ability, you can buy it at any point. Not every Forte ability, that one's 3 crux.
How much do I need to be able to get my spider weave?
That will be 2 crux.
Oh, only 2?
No, 3 because you're ascending to level 3 Reaver.
I still have enough. Got one left over.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be watching that. Yeah, I saw that. And that gives me 2 extra.
2 extra Bene.
What was his best moments with Tellers or what?
I've only watched.
Oh, we have to.
Someone who doesn't believe in what they say.
Yeah, that's.
So what are you going to do about it?
We're halfway through season 2, isn't it?
Of course.
I'm halfway through episode 2. Hey, he's just got so much charm and charisma.
Too much charm and charisma.
I want to learn how to do it.
My friends met him at a convention the other week and says he's like the loveliest guy ever. I was like, oh, jealous.
So, too.
Yeah. you much, Lee.
That's who he's based that character off. Smarm galore.
It's quite good fun doing him, actually.
I can imagine.
I know. I've actually used one Delta instead of.
Yeah, Lucifer's awesome. Because you've got Prime at the moment as a...
Yeah, that's what I kind of asked Charlie for.
We're saving it for good ones.
It was so good, wasn't it?
It was, but it wasn't like I imagined it.
Yeah.
It was quite funny on Saturday when I did kids' church, and it was like Unity Sunday about how we're all one God's family, all of us are loved, etc., etc. So we got newspapers and magazines and cut out faces and put them all over the cross, and we put Aziraphale and Crowley on the cross, and I'm like, yes.
My favourite thing about Crowley, out of the whole thing, is how he's described it right at the beginning in the Dramatis Personae. An angel that didn't fall so much as saunter vaguely downwards. So good.
And David Tennant does it so
He does
well.
it very
He
well.
saunters.
It's again not what I imagined, but incredible. I
So,
was a bit disappointed with War's representation.
can you cut the
She was
fuse?
such a good character before.
I've given up writing again.
Sorry?
I've given up writing again.
We have the
Yeah,
Forgotten
my hand hurts.
Prisoner, which is the Five of Mysteries.
I think
Cross.
I'll put one on that next.
I didn't turn it off. I edited the bit 10.
Well, yeah, Five of Mysteries. Is there really such a thing as justice? The Forgotten Prisoner would say no. How long has he been there? We don't know, and neither does he. His dank cell is wrapped in gloom and lost deep in some dungeon or high above in a locked tower. His stomach cramps with hunger and his muscles ache from confinement. He has lost the world and the world has lost him. As the apprentice of mysteries, he himself is a mystery. What is his identity? Why is he locked away? What crime, if any, did he commit? Game narrative. Someone is incarcerated or something happens involving a prison. Something vital has been forgotten or lost. An NPC falls victim to horrible injustice. Not magic.
Not magic.
Yep.
So as the train station has been sort of obliterated, you make your way to the rows, kind of like a bit more
Circuit. We'll go to taxi.
circuit to say
Tuck tuck.
you,
Big bird.
you get a tut tut that you get a cluck cluck. It's like a tut tut, but it's pulled by a chocobo.
Yeah.
But that won't take you all of the way, and then you've got to change, and you've got to get a cat bus for the last segment of the ride. And Sol kind of takes the whole thing in, kind of with a mixture of sort of like interest, because a lot of this is all new to him, but also this kind of sneering. It's all a bit pedestrian, isn't it?
No, pedestrians are people walking, mate.
Oh, so the ones without the things, they're the pedestrians. So what's this then?
We are passengers.
Public transport.
Public transport. And is that really better? So,
Salt
You can find out
food.
for myself now.
as they're going along,
I'm claiming an extra point of despair for that, by the way.
what's that?
Get rid of the bike.
Oh, don't worry. So tell me about this bike. Tell me, what is it that you want? Tell me what you desire. And
I
make
desire to be never asked that question again.
make a is it withstand mental?
Resist.
Resist. Make a resist roll.
6.
You find yourself almost about to tell him, but at the last minute you don't, and his eyebrows kind of arch slightly. Oh, a complicated one. Ooh, this could be quite good fun. the rest of the cat bus journey goes on in uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, because you're freaking me out. I'm still Hawk legitimately sat there going. I'm still having a bit of a freak out about the whole suit creation.
So the cat bus drops you off at the Rose, and it looks at you with its terrible eyes and its evil smile.
I throw it the bag of
Do
beans.
you know what would make it even better? Suddenly, a load of Moomins appear as passengers in it, and they're just all staring at you.
I'm not there, so everything is fine. And you wander into the Rose. I did for a minute go, there is no cat bus. It's okay.
And no Moomins.
So by
Service, there is no cat bus. Cat bus.
We killed him.
So you arrive at the Rose, and it's starting to get towards evening now because of the kind of circuitous route that you've had to take, and it's just sort of like starting the usual kind of. It was Thursday when the accident, so it's Friday, so it's Friday night, so it's a bit more kind of lively than it
We've got
would
a
be.
band on.
Yeah, there's a band on. It's the Cantina band from Mos Eisley, except it's all of the instruments playing those weird aliens. And Sol kind of walks in and looks around and, well, it's a bit quaint, but it'll do.
Well, how would you have it?
Thank Burger King, he doesn't get to have it his way.
You wanted to drink? Anything you like in particular?
Oh, surprise me.
Okay. So I'll find a seat. I'll go to the bar. What does everybody want?
Nagasaki stuff. Nagasaki airburst. Extra 4 days.
It's one of those kind of days, huh? I think it's around
Do you want that
those.
with a strontium chaser?
Eliane's got it in. Yeah.
A round of
Fucking
those for everyone.
poloniums.
And some scotch. Scotch.
Are there any sun-oriented drinks?
Didn't you see the green sun tequila that we were knocking back?
Yeah, but is that a purple sun drink?
It's
What,
not the
who?
purple sun because we're under the purple sun. The sun's still in the sky.
He's come from
Yeah,
far,
there's
far,
a-
far away.
Yes, quite some far away. Some far away.
Well, where did you come from then?
Where did you go?
Where did you come from, Joe?
Shoeless Joe.
You have to listen to that every day at work. The lady girls know the girls.
Well,
just
it's
cross
kind
me
of
just
difficult
start
to
stammering it.
explain, really. It's not the sort of thing where I can give you a street address. I can tell you about some of my neighbours, if you like, the people around me. Let's see. I'm terrible with names. My nearest neighbour, that was Hermes, and then just beyond that, it was Aphrodite, then Gaia, then Ares. Yeah. Then who was the big fellow?
The School of Kids. Don't forget them. The little street urchins just kept on running around everything.
That's right. Yeah. And then there was.
You forget his name, by Jove.
No. Then there was Zeus, and there was Kronos, and there was Poseidon, and Hades was out there as well. There's probably somebody else, but I never really talked to him.
I know these are gods.
Yeah, Roman gods.
Well,
Greek.
they also the names of
planets.
They also the names of planets
Yeah.
that we use. So
Hermes is Mercury. Ares is Mars.
okay. So it's just the sun of Earth. So it's the grey sun.
No, it doesn't relate to any of these ones.
Why not?
'Cause it's,
Not necessarily.
So is the shadow world now plunged into phrasingless?
Oh, for.
maybe.
Has the illusion...
Get me some change. Get me some change.
Wait, has the illusion come off of the grey sun? Do they realise what perpetual
Aries.
terror they're in?
So yeah.
That worked really well for when
Zeus. Kronos.
One tiny spell.
Poseidon.
Big
Poseidon.
consequences. As someone believes says, I think
Missing one.
Neptune, I can't remember
to quote Thingy from Once Upon a Time, magic
Neptune's
comes with a
Poseidon.
price.
Uranus.
Yeah.
Uranus is the one that we're missing.
I've got a vine with this.
Yeah, to quote Rumpelstiltskin
Yes,
from Once
Yeah.
Upon a Time, magic comes with a price.
O-R, Aurum, I think.
Okay.
I'd come back with a tray of drinks and the bottle.
Mm.
So I knew that there was a tree with loads of television screens that we can see what's going on in Shadow,
Yes.
where you could check that, or we might have any artifacts that we can watch under Shadow. Does Eliana? I reckon Eliana might have had something like that, because she's just recently come out about Shadow, and to help her acclimatization, the department would have given her something so that she can just watch back every now and again. It's only got kind of 2 minutes and then it turns off so she doesn't get sucked back into it. But let's go and ask her and have a look, see what's happening in the grey.
But
So-
continue.
You have a look at the monitor at the grey, and the grey is quite black.
Is this effectively the plot of Stardust?
It's got maybe a smidgen
Elements of
of
that.
Stardust about it, to the point where I was going to steal Star's first line to use for souls, but I decided not to because it might be children present. Have you read Stardust?
I haven't read Stardust.
You should read Stardust.
Is it by Neil Gaiman?
There's no
It is
Gaiman,
by
yeah.
Neil Gaiman.
I think I should read Stardust.
The book, the movie follows the book quite well,
Yeah.
but the movie's very kind of toned down and sort of PG. And when Star very first hits the ground and she kind of sits up and looks around and realises where she is, her first word is, "Oh." Stardust is very, very good.
Just finished Good Omens and preceded by that American Gods.
Oh, American Gods is probably my favourite Neil Gaiman book. It's absolutely fantastic. And Nancy Boys is so good.
Was it?
And that's
There was, because it was an audiobook I was listening to for the American Gods, and they had an interview with Neil Gaiman at the end, and he describes another book that he'd done years preceding it about. I think it was about like fantasy creatures or old gods, like Greek gods and different things like this. I couldn't remember, but it sounded really good, but I could never find it.
We'll get a list of his books together.
he's quite recently done a version of the Norse myths, which I haven't read yet. But my favourite Neil Gaiman thing is actually a collection of his short stories called Smoke and Mirrors, and some of them are only kind of 2 pages long, and they're brilliant. And some of them are kind of fantasy, and some of them are horror, and some of them are sci-fi, and some of them are just kind of thoughts. But in the foreword to it, he's kind of like, oh, this is a collection of stuff. His first published work was for Knave. Wrote for them, and it was just kind of a collection of his short stories. And he's in the foreword, he starts writing a short story, and it's one of my favourite ones. It's about a little old lady that goes to a charity shop and finds the Holy Grail for 50p. And then she takes it home and she washes it and she cleans it. She says, "Oh, it's a very nice cup, it's all lovely." And then the next day, Galahad knocks on the door. "I'm questing for the Grail." "Oh, but it's mine, it's very nice." And it's, yeah. And Baby Cakes is terrifying.
Did you watch Electric Dreams when that was on?
No.
I loved it. It's a collection of Channel 4.
The Philip K. Dick short stories turned into.
No.
Why not?
I did a fair bit of Philip K. Dick for philosophy.
Why?
He was absolutely crazy by the end of it. There's some 15-year-old girl who he was convinced was the Messiah, and all the drugs.
Wonderful concept, though. Very interesting.
Yeah. Like, have you ever actually read Blade Runner?
I wasn't too interested in seeing it either, so as much as...
It's the book is really, really different. But like it's in a kind of like post-nuclear war sort of world, and so one of the things that's come out of it is there's a massive market for lead-lined cod pieces, and everybody's bragging about, you know, oh well, I've got the whatever with, you know, triple, you know, carbon shielding, because it's just that radioactive. If you don't lead line your stuff, then you're infertile, and so only rich people can afford to have kids and stuff. It's brilliant. But I'm not going back there, man.
Sounds great.
Did you get around to watching the Military Games?
I watched some of it on when you had it on,
Yeah.
and I wasn't overly fussed.
Okay.
They look like they would have been good, but
It's not something you can dip into. You have to watch the whole of the episode in one go.
I'm gonna be watching Lucifer to try and learn how he does the whole confidence thing to a greater degree.
What? How?
I know he uses like special devil powers, but if you can,
In the show, that's it. He's not a con man.
yeah, I know, but if you could pretend well enough,
I'm not.
That's kind of what confidence is.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I know.
pretend
Then-
until you believe it yourself.
Then you need to be watching Derren Brown, not Lucifer, because in Lucifer, he gets people to do stuff because the script says they'll do what he says because he has magic powers.
yeah.
If you're interested in seeing how all of that stuff actually works, then watch some Derren Brown stuff. Do you know Derren Brown? He's a mentalist, and so mentalism is about things like body language and subconscious cues, and he's also a magician. His stuff is, some of it is good old-fashioned stage magic and sleight of hand and stuff like that, and some of it is mentalism, and some of the stuff that he can do is absolutely terrifying.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the film, but
Cold reading,
The
for
book is
example,
much better.
and there's something called
Antibiotics
idiomotor
movie?
movement, and what that
It's one
is
of my favourite.
you got it.
subconsciously you'll make small moves in that. If you start thinking about
Think
something,
about
if I
it.
started thinking
Find
about
it.
the camera, subconsciously
Everybody
I'd
mixed
start
in
moving a little bit towards it,
with,
and so what he did, he
his short stories as well.
got,
which is really good.
a person to hide something in a city,
Yeah, I think it's
and then come back, and then Darren Brown was blindfolded, and he just held the person's hand, and he's like, right, walk forward, and then by the way this person's just tiny little movements of their hand, he's going, okay, so we're going to go left now, and completely blindfolded, he found this object that the other person hid through idiomotor movement and stuff. I've got a couple of his books. It's brilliant. He talks about
What's that?
memory palaces. Darren Brown,
Oh yeah.
like a memory palace, so that you will never forget anything ever.
What's the name?
Like Sherlock.
Like what Sherlock Holmes does. It's an actual thing.
Oh.
So you can start off with something simple like your bedroom, and just think about the layout of your bedroom, and then for things that you need to remember, just associate it with the thing. So there's your alarm clock, and you look at that when you get up in the morning. So in the morning I need to remember that I need to go to a particular place. So you think about maybe a postcard of that place, that's your alarm clock. So in the morning when you wake up and you look at your alarm clock, you've got a connection with that postcard of that place, and oh yeah, I've got to go there. It's brilliant. So we're in the rows. You're all sat around a table. Sol is kind of swanning around a little bit and is a little bit like the life and soul of the party, and he's kind of like just leaving you to your devices for a moment. But you keep kind of like hearing kind of like laughter and stuff as you know, there's some witty repartee going on.
So guys, what are we gonna?
I reckon we should talk to the people who pulled Eliana out of the grave, because it could be a similar type of thing that's happened here, although accidentally so, and they might have some knowledge about how to get one back in. I wonder, because I said previously the location wasn't the only issue, however, the different suns aren't just physical location, they're like
conceptual locations.
Exactly. So actually changing location might be enough,
Yeah.
but they would know a bit more.
Yeah, so if we just send Sol back, then he may just change into.
May do, but I think
We
it's
need
too
to
much of a
investigate.
risk to
Yeah.
guess it. So I reckon we go to see the guys who got Ellie anyway.
The Hendasa.
Well, it seems like a gathering is forming and it's Friday night. So we join in then.
Do they have like normal office hours, or do they work weekends, or are they just open all the time, or?
I've got a few contacts there. They're normally open
I reckon
most of the time.
Yeah, because
I'm good, thanks.
Can I have them, please?
As for clearing the area,
That's
have we
questions.
done the best that we can with that, or do we need to go back with that?
I think pretty much all of the ghosts and disquiet spirits have followed him out.
could they get into the roads? Because
Ordered.
No, what you have noticed is that it's taken a little while for them to catch up because they're all kind of like shambling around in kind of ghost form. But there's almost
didn't
like
get on the cat bus.
there's almost like a conga line of kind of deposed spirits.
I'm
Hey, is
staying.
Chalkboard Mark there?
Chalkboard Mark is not there.
Oh.
I'm going to stay in here for now because it's too much out there.
Are they kind of, because in the same earlier you said you felt stressed with it, but you said that they weren't actually actively trying against her or anything.
No.
Are they actively trying to get closer to him now that there's a barrier between them and him?
They're all kind of just sort of like pressed up against the window.
They're not like, ah.
No, they are, as far as you can tell, completely benign.
I guess it's like they just know that that's something that makes them feel okay, like the sun. So you're like, oh, hey sun, I feel better for seeing the sun, but they don't know, I guess. I say we join in the party. That seems to be
We could go off to see the Handessa. We're pretty sure that they're
open now.
Yeah,
Can do.
because I'm pretty sure the longer that the Earth spends without sun
that's true.
is bad. Let's try to get this fixed quite quickly.
Bookkeeping style. I am going to give up those two incantations
Mm-hmm.
because I don't like them. Do we have a couple of hours?
It depends. If you want to go and see the Hendasa right now, no, but if you want to stick around and enjoy the kind of party atmosphere for a while, you can do.
Drawn in two directions. It's like one, we really need to go talk to those guys. Two, party.
Does time work differently?
It's Friday night. It's fairly straightforward. Tuesdays, you got problems.
I mean, hours here are hours on Earth or in the grave.
Again, it's not 100% coterminous, so it's not.
You hear from the other side of the bar as you kind of like discussing this. You just hear a clip voice go, "Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey." It flows differently under each of the suns.
Let's hope it goes in our favour.
So, are you drawing another two?
Yeah.
Whereabouts with the dividers do these need to go? Out of the plastic wallets?
Or do you want to leave them? Yeah, no, take them out. Shall we use the plastics?
On this side of the divider?
Yeah.
At random?
Yeah.
So, while you're kind of killing a bit of time and recuperating. At various points throughout the evening, Sol comes up to all of you. So is Snowball. So, you're a very, how should we say, buttoned down chap, yes?
I see.
Catching a hint of fire, though, about you recently. Snowball, wasn't it? So, he gives you his best shit-eating grin.
What does that mean?
All the teeth. Extra teeth if needed.
Few too many teeth in the mouth.
Possibly more teeth than there should be in a human mouth.
Vampire.
No.
No, like.
Think of the mouth of Sauron. Sauron the Great Beats thee welcome.
Do that too well.
Not as well as my brother.
No.
Snowball, wasn't it? So tell me, what is it you desire? And make a... I'm going to get the wrong way round. I've written it down and everything, and I get it the wrong way round every time.
Resist.
Make a resist check for me.
How do I do that?
It is your... it'll be a resist skill if you've got it.
I do not.
In that case, it will be interaction in this case.
Strauss is watching this happen throughout the night.
You do notice that Sol is giving you side eye. You-
I don't know what interaction is.
Interaction.
Oh, it's a.
Yeah, support.
Eight.
Oh, another complicated one. My, this is exciting.
Could you pass over the little folder at the top? Thank you.
So the button downs are on the inside as well as the outside, I see.
I wonder if he can sense that it's not just me that's buttoning down. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. If he does, he's not letting on. And then again, it's not like one and the other. It's kind of over the course of. He goes off. He talks to a couple of people behind the bar. Comes back. And you, my darling, thank you ever so much for the well, if you insist on calling it a coat, I suppose it's a coat.
I'm sorry, my fashion choices don't please you.
Well, can't all be me, can we?
No, you can't.
The best thing about being me is there's so many of me.
Wonderful thing about Tigger is that I'm the only one.
Oh no, now I'm thinking of
I'm
Tiggers infecting everybody else in the 100-acre wood so that everybody becomes a Tigger.
But they still look like themselves, but they look like a Tigger. So you've got a Tigger shape through there.
Are you allowed to say that on a YouTube channel, Tigger?
Yes. We're fine. I don't like that smile.
What?
Tell me. What is it that you want? Make a resist check.
I want a pony, and I want a...
I want a pony and a plastic rocket!
Was that a 0?
Oh, yeah.
So, within earshot of the rest of the party, because you're all sat around one table, you are compelled to tell him what you want the most. So, whatever it is that Hawk wants more than anything else under this sun or any other,
For the second time, is it
To be able to be able to make my fun drugs that cure everything, make everybody better.
drugs? Why didn't you say I'll have one of everything?
But that's not. I don't have anything on me right now.
He wants a tripper sniffer.
Oh,
A tripper sniffer. From the Big Les show.
from the what show?
Big Les show.
I've never seen it.
I'll send it to you later.
I'm trying to find it, create it, and struggling. Really. I've got nowhere with it, really, and I don't think I ever will, and that scares me.
Oh, well, that won't do at all. You seem like a clever sort, though. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
One day, I hope.
How about I do you a deal?
Charles.
I no, thank you. I've been there before.
Are you sure? I'll tell you one thing, I will not lie, I'll be completely upfront.
Yes, but if you were lying, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
What?
Find out what the deal is.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of quid pro quo, really. You help get me where I'm supposed to be, and maybe I'll help get you along the road to your pharmaceutical dreams.
To be fair, that's what we were doing anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were aiming for. So, what else do you want?
Just that. I just want to make sure that you're putting your best effort forward and you spare no horses.
We'd do that anyway, so.
Well, that's charming of you, but not everybody's so upfront. Splendid. Let's drink to it.
Can I think about it?
I suppose.
She's legitimately struggling to deal with the charm. And there's other things, but she's holding back. So, yeah.
Okay. And then he goes off. A bit more hustle and bustle. Well, douche.
New name.
Is he
That's
Detective Douche?
Nice. Well, I got tired of calling you Nuggety Boy, so here we are. So then, what exactly were you planning or trying to do when you brought me down here?
I wasn't trying to bring you down here at all.
Oh, splendid! Unintended consequences and all that. Yeah, joy.
I'd much rather have you where you want to be.
Oh, that makes two of us. I'll drink to that.
Gin.
See, all I really want to do is to get back home. And what is it you want? Can you make her resist, please?
They don't mean roll a 0.
I want to.
You are compelled to tell him in front of everybody your deepest, darkest want.
I want to be free to do what I want.
Oh, a life without consequences.
Yeah.
I'd say you're already living that, don't you?
Oh, you're here.
At what cost to you?
My annoyance.
Are you picking a fight with a celestial being? The DM is asking you.
When the DM asks you a question, slowly back away.
Actually,
You say no!
He's solved the problem, Dad.
They unlock a proper more barrier.
But they could unlock how to get him back.
Fuck a doodle do.
You know what?
If his power is still in him but somewhat restrained,
I mean,
but he
yeah.
can't get access
Stick a
to
key
it.
in his belly button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you want?
Oh, you know what I want. I want to go back home.
No, there's something else.
There's the key for it. You're a celestial being. You've got all this power. Unlock it and go home then. Go on. You don't want to be here.
I know I say this a lot. Are you sure you want to give a really, really big, powerful bomb-like thing a key so that it can access all of its really, really powerful bomb-like abilities?
In the pub.
In the pub.
Again.
That's not the other pub.
You've already ruined my home!
Not this
Not
pub. This
one,
is an
dude.
important pub. Take the key back.
The other pub's important. Come to it.
Back upstairs.
Yeah, but we're all you're all sat around.
Okay, he's
what-
got it in his hand. I grab it out of his hand.
Looking a little more confident and a little more her. I think possibly best take this outside.
But the pie's in here.
Grab a drink, soul.
If I must. So you've gone outside of the rose, and
Aren't they?
you're
Yep.
adamant that you're handing him the key.
How do the keys work?
You
It unlocks
Take it
the
out.
problem.
Yeah,
you
but
put it into something that's got a problem,
right.
and you use it, and it unlocks the problem.
That's really quite vague.
I know.
So, in the same way, let's use the sun to make a laser was relatively
There's a lot more intent to it.
okay.
Um,
So, he can intend.
it could be.
This puts him back.
to go.
No, not go away. Go back where he was to be the state that he was
In before.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just go away, because away could be next door.
But it's something similar like this.
But
I have a plan.
Can I
Okay.
cast dismissal
To,
while
to send it back,
to send?
you have to be using your key on him at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
I can send it back.
Send it back.
I spent some time upstairs. I was just dipping myself.
Just.
Well, girls got no secrets. One of the abilities of being an apostate is that whereas you lot need other people to advance yourselves in your order, I don't. I don't have an order.
Oh.
So I have effective talent trees and abilities that I can buy as and when that I need them. And unlike your level ups that take a month worth of training or a month worth of training of other people, it takes an instant. One of those abilities is extra spells, where I can, in the blink of an eye, gain access to 2 general spells that I have the ability to cast without spending the acumen. Okay, it cost me 1 crux to do this, but without spending the acumen and without spending 1 day per level of the spell to learn it. And I've just picked up a couple of new spells.
What a pretty hell are they?
Colour Door, which is the one that I've been after for ages. I was hoping to spend acumen to do it. I draw upon the energies of the Path of Suns within my own soul and create a doorway leading to the realm of a sun different to the one under which I currently stand. I must cast this spell during the day, although it does not have to be in direct sunlight. The door leads to a sun that I choose, but in the exact location in that realm is random. The door persists long enough for me and up to 8 other people to get through if we hurry.
But
Not
surely if
the
you
idea
cast,
of random.
surely if you cast that, and you're gonna get to his son, he's here. Or just cast a door to here. He is here.
He's the Grey Sun.
Yeah. So if you cast a door to get to the Great
It's
Sun,
no,
No, we're under the Indigo.
yeah. But if you want to go from
no,
the
but the location isn't defined. It's called the same name,
yeah.
but there's a concept of location and sun. So just the fact that the sun has been removed from the location, that location still exists. So he can still go to that location. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But if he's the sun, then whatever location he's in.
No,
No,
the
he-
location
he's-
doesn't travel
He
with
is
him.
the physical location. The spell opens up a doorway to
The magical.
That reality.
Oh, okay.
So he looks at the key. You're certain this is going to work?
Pretty certain.
Mostly.
12% certain.
Maybe 7.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And he swallows the key. And suddenly starts to glow very, very white. So bright that you can't bear to look at him. You have a split
I'm
second
going
colour
to
door.
you.
So we're going to need 2 things to happen. If you're going to cast door, you've got a split second to do this.
Can I give my extra moment?
It's only for yourself.
And could you pass me the red die? The
Magic dice.
magic dice. So yeah, take one of those for the roll.
Can I spend sortilege on it?
You can spend sortilege.
So I'm adding 7 to my bench on this. So that's an 11, a 10, and a 9.
Okay. And Thomas, I need you to roll both of those dice. One of them is going to count for tens, and the other one will count for units. So what have we got?
85
Or 58.
or 58.
Wait, you've gone with 85. No, that's not going to work. Sorry, I'm being dense. The first die, is it odd or even?
Odd.
Okay, and the second number was 8. Oh. Okay.
I don't like it when you get that little book out.
But I thought these could be done with more intent. These could be controlled a bit better than. Okay, just checking.
It's worked absolutely perfectly. The soul sort of like skin starts to build up, and you've got to kind of shield your eyes from it. And you can start to feel heat radiating off him. But in the instant before it gets too much just to bear where you are,
Caliber.
Caliburn, thank you, names completely escaped me.